It has been quite the week here at Cannon Hall Farm. Just a few days ago, the beloved alpaca Whitney, there she is, hello gorgeous girl, gave birth to a baby cria who's right there now, tottering around.
How's she doing, lads?
She's doing well now, but she's had a really rough week.
We were so close to losing Mum and the cria. It was a tense time.
So plenty of drama, as you can probably tell, on this week's show, and not just the difficult birth story of that baby cria. Farm favourite Lottie the Shire horse also found herself facing a life-or-death predicament.
If Lottie reacts badly with this drug, we could actually lose her.
Rob and Dave do some wheeling and dealing as they try to bag themselves a black-nosed beauty.
The sale is keenly contested. There's a buzz about it. You could cook the atmosphere with a knife.
And we meet the young farmers tackling their first ever harvest, and I think it's fair to say it was a steep learning curve.
Every day is a school day on the farm, yeah.
Yeah, we've got more drama than all creatures, great and small, set on a submarine. Stay with us.
Welcome to This Week on the Farm.
But we start tonight's programme with the moment that this little one came into the world.
Yes, it was all set to be a moment of great joy and excitement as Mum Whitney here prepared to give birth after nearly a year of being pregnant. But it soon became clear things were not going according to plan.
There's an emergency on the farm. Whitney, one of the boys' favourite alpacas, has gone into labour, but she's in trouble.
Whitney's been in labour now for quite some time. Her waters are broken. She keeps getting up and down all the time. She's just not getting on with it. I'm really concerned about her.
So Dave's called in Yorkshire vet David Melanie, who wastes no time in getting to work.
We've got 2 back legs and a tail.
It's normally head first, isn't it?
Should be, yep.
So this is why she's struggled.
So this is why she struggled.
The baby alpaca is lying awkwardly in the womb. Dave has to reposition it if it's to stand any chance of being born normally. Otherwise, it's surgery.
Davey's got one leg forward. He's trying to get the other one, and as soon as that happens, we can bring the cria out.
Got it.
The cria is coming.
Yeah, come on. Say, come on. Come on.
It's alive.
Success. But it's not out of the woods. The baby cria needs to bond with Mum straight away, or she could reject it.
Perfect.
This is a great sign. Mum and baby are bonding, but it was a close call.
That was a bit tricky for a second there.
I could see you were sweating at one point.
It's a little bit warm and I was thinking, is this going to come? I mean, she was fully open, but there just wasn't really the space to bring it round.
She would never have that by herself, would she?
No.
It's 24 hours since the difficult birth, and there's a problem. Dave has spotted something wrong with one of the baby alpaca's legs.
So it's just that joint at the bottom. It's just not straight enough for my liking. I'd hate anything to go wrong now. We've got so far with him.
Dave's called back Yorkshire vet David Melanie to take a look.
Let's have a look at these legs. So you're worried about his front right one?
Yeah, it just splays out a little bit.
He has got a bit of angulation and a bit of turning out of the leg. Well, let's just see how he's walking and bearing weight. He's putting weight through it, which is good.
This is a good sign, but if the cria was really lame, its chances would be slim. The poorly leg will still need treating, and Dave has just the thing.
I like the camouflage, though.
Yeah, don't lose him.
Where's he gone?
This snazzy bandage will provide the extra support his little leg needs.
Come on, little man.
Come on. Ah, perfect.
They'll keep an eye on him, but for now, the bandage is helping the little cria strut his stuff.
I'm really pleased with that. He's walking well, he's been feeding off Mum. He seems to quite like it. It's a cool bandage. Hopefully in a couple of days' time, it'll be bang straight and he'll be onwards and upwards. He'll never look back.
And that was just a few days ago. How is he getting on?
Really well now. We're quite concerned about his leg, the ligament on it. It was a little bit weak, so David's put a little soft plaster on.
Look at Mum.
And hopefully, when this comes off, he'll be walking well and happy days.
Is Mum doing this because she's basically saying, what are you doing to my baby?
She's just been a fantastic mother. She's concerned, but hopefully she knows we're doing the best for him. And
it was great to see that bond happen. We know how important it is with all of your animals, but she took to that little cria perfectly, didn't she?
She really did, yeah. I mean, the problem was she'd returned a placenta, so it didn't get a feed.
Yeah.
So we had to give it the first feed, and after that, it was away, really.
What do you think, Rob?
I think there's a lot of bandage.
Just remind us why David put that bandage on.
Just at the bottom of the leg, it was a little bit weak on the ligament. Now, within time, they usually strengthen up, but it was just a little bit extra, just to give it that little bit better chance.
Yeah.
Careful, careful, careful.
Steady footed.
Whoa, 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 whoa. There you go. There you go.
Hey, look at that. Fantastic. Are you happy?
I'm looking at that leg, and they look a lot stronger, a lot straighter. It's not uncommon for baby crias to have ligament issues, and that's going the right way. I'm pleased with that.
That's 100% better.
Oh, good news, guys. You can literally see the anxiety lift from you, Dave, can't you?
You can, look at him.
It was a tense moment, though.
It's like Christmas morning in here, isn't it? Well, particularly for the little cria. I mean, you're famous for the names you give your animals. Dare I ask, has this little fella got a name yet?
We cannot call this cria anything other than David. It was delivered by two Davids expertly, so we've got our own baby David now.
Fantastic.
No offence, we were a little bit underwhelmed with just David, but baby David makes sense.
I think I'd have preferred young David, you know.
Those days are over, mate. Well done. Great job. But talking of young things about to happen, Miss Skelton.
If David the vet delivers this baby, something's definitely gone wrong. This situation could have gone wrong, but it ended well. Congratulations, Whitney. Well done, boys. That is not the end of the jeopardy for tonight's programme, though. Still to come, Lottie the Shire horse faces a very tricky operation.
And the boys here have their eyes on a prize when they head to market. Well, welcome back to Cannon Hall Farm. Here we are in this gorgeous sun-drenched field. You can see Rob and Dave and Ruth are here busy with this flock. Ruth, what are you doing? Looks like you've got your hands full.
Yeah, we have got his hand full. We're just checking the sheep. So making sure they're all right, make sure they're all healthy and all sorted.
Not always as glorious as this, though, is it?
Look at the sunshine. This is autumn.
We're making the most of it, aren't we?
Yeah.
But listen, in spring, we all love to see all those baby lambs dotted about the fields. But to get that, the work starts now.
Yeah, you've got to start early enough so that we can make sure that obviously we've got the lambs. So we've put the tups in. This is a commercial flock, so these are all lamb over the February half term.
Now, you talk about tups. I mean, for anybody not in the know, just fill them in, because we can see... Oh, there we are. We can actually see it happening behind us. Live. There you go. Look, live tupping happening. Talk us through it.
So a tup is a male sheep, so it's a ram. So that's basically, we put the males in. We have to put what's called a raddle on them. So that raddle fastens round the ram's chest, and he's got a crane in the front. So when he jumps onto the top of the ewe, he marks the back of the ewe, so we know it's been mated.
So the ewes with the blue bottoms
Yep.
are the ladies that have had an encounter.
Yes, an encounter. Very nicely put, yes, an encounter. So, yeah, so there's not just one tup in here, there's a few tups in here. Yeah. So all the ones that have had blue bottoms, that's fantastic. They should now be in lamb.
Can I just say a big thank you to our human sheepdogs, Rob and Dave, who are keeping
job.
ewes and tup in the background for us so we can explain exactly what's going on. And of course, this is the commercial flock, but elsewhere on the farm, these guys have a pedigree flock as well. And what do you do if you don't have the perfect tup for that? Well, you head to auction.
And this time of year, farmers up and down the country are at auctions, busy trading in much of their old stock, looking for new to improve their bloodline. Certainly that was the case for Rob and Dave when they headed out to see if they could find a brand new Swiss Valais ram. Rob and Dave have come to Carlisle to one of the biggest Swiss Valais sheep shows in the UK. A prize here can mean a big sale and money to spend. The boys are pinning their hopes on farm favourites Brussels and Sprout.
We're up against stiff competition today. This is the best of the best in the Swiss Valais black nose world.
It's the first time we've shown Swiss Valais, so it's a new experience for us.
The sheep will need to look their absolute best to stand any chance of a prize.
I'm trying to get a bit of volume into this. I'm trying to get some body into it. I want him to look show ready.
He needs to look like he's just stepped out of the barbers.
Barbers.
Not only are they looking for a top spot with Brussels and Sprout, they're looking to buy a first-class Valais ram too. And the search starts now.
That's a lovely ewe. Second prize.
Perfect markings, Rob.
You've got a bigger beard than me.
Finally, the boys see just what they're looking for.
Now that, I like the look of. If you saw him on a Swiss mountainside, you wouldn't be surprised.
I won't ski past him, Rob.
In top breeder Raymond Irvin's pen.
Good. Now then, we like your rams. We'd really like them.
Yep.
Which is the best?
If you just look, he's got a right good fringe to him in the head and that, so. And right down here, the wool follows right through his legs. And you can see the crimp in the wool.
He looks fabulous,
Yeah.
doesn't he? He's my pick.
He's a fine ram, Rob, so, yeah, me too.
It's showtime. If Brussels and Sprout catch the eye of some big spender, then Rob and Dave will have the cash to buy the ram they're after. Everything hinges on how well the boys do in the show ring.
Anyway,
Check everything's all right underneath.
that's the main thing. Judges are deliberating. It's all to play for.
It's looking close, but
Thank you very much.
it's a shock result. Dave and Sprout have walked away with first prize.
We're over the moon. We've got a first prize and a third prize. It's exceeded our expectations. But the bad news is Raymond's tup, which we really, really fancy, has won as well. It's enhanced his value. So we've won with one hand and we've lost with the other. I just hope that we can afford that tup.
With the competition over, the auction begins. A winner's rosette can see the price of a top ram skyrocket. If Rob wants the one he's after, he's going to have to dig deep.
The sale is keenly contested. There's a buzz about it. You could cut the atmosphere with a knife. The prices are strong. I'm a bit worried.
The bidding is fierce. And there's a lot of interest in Raymond Irvin's ram, the one that Rob has set his sights on.
At 9,000 guineas.
But the ram makes a staggering 9,000 guineas, or £9,500. Just too much for Rob.
I went as far as I dare, and the better man won. But my money's still in my pocket. I'll look for another one instead.
Everything's bringing a really good price, so hopefully Sprout's going to do the business.
16, 60 with a 60 now, woman right there at 600. 16, make it 18. 16, make it 18. And 2,000, two if you wish. Last chance, last go, we're going to sell them. Congratulations. This is Brussels from the Cannon Hall farm herd. Somebody's done them again. What do you say? Pop it in 2 or 3 and a go. 2 or 3 and go. 5 better, pop it at 500. 5 better, pop it a better, pop it a go. 5 better, 6. Let's go all through at 2,000.
In the end, the boys realised just over £4,000 for Brussels and Sprout. But as for a new ram, they're going home empty-handed. Oh, lads, what a sorry sight this is. An empty pen, apart from you two.
I can visualise that tup in here now, Jules. I really wanted to own it.
I could visualise my dad's face when he knew how much it went for.
Well, I was going to say, big money.
I tried everything to win, but he just wouldn't give in.
But some animals go for big money. I mean, we're talking, this is big business now, isn't it, in terms of breeding and selling semen and straws and all of that.
Sometimes the best proves to be a really wise investment. We've got plans afoot to fill this pen, hopefully before the end of the series, and to make sure that we have something really top-notch on our farm.
Well, you've got to speculate to accumulate.
Well, but many people are. I mean, some of the prices, as we've alluded to, are astronomical. So we wondered if there's a little game in this. Would you have a clue as to some of the most expensive animals that have been sold at auction of late?
We'd have a good go.
Rob's competitive face just came on. Perfect timing, because it is time to play. The price is almost right. Have a look at this Limousin heifer. It is Britain's most expensive cow. She was nicknamed Posh Spice. I think Victoria Beckham would be proud.
Probably. Because
of her genetic qualities, this cow came with a hefty price tag at auction.
I'm saying £250,000.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, yes. Come on.
250,000 guineas.
Interesting.
I can reveal that Posh Spice sold for a record-breaking price of £262,000.
There you
So
go.
that's 250,000 guineas, isn't it?
So, yeah, I've got to say, you're probably not far off there.
1-0.
1-0.
1-0. OK, now then, have a look at this. This is a Texel called Double Diamond, sold at auction in 2020. Lovely form, very firm, said the judges, in terms of the way the animal had been produced. It went for a figure such that 3 breeders had to club together to buy it.
I'm going to go £50,000.
Oh.
I think it's more than that. But to be safe, I'm going to say £50,000 and 1 penny.
You are strategic.
This is Yorkshire farmer optimism now, because
I think it's more.
Double Diamond went for an astonishing £367,500.
Wow.
£67,500.
I was going to say that, but I just wanted to be safe.
That's insane, isn't it?
That's more than the average family house in the UK.
Next up, we have got a Border Collie. The world's most expensive sheepdog, sold recently from Ceredigion in Wales.
Well done, Ceredigion.
For a record-breaking price. What do you think the world's most expensive sheepdog sold for?
You'll go first.
I'm going to say £40,000.
Oh.
I'm going higher. £55,000.
Wow.
£27,000.
Wow.
Get in!
No.
Well done, gentlemen. I hope you played along at home. And let us know if you got more or less than these two.
Now then, farm favourite here, Shire horse Lottie, may not be worth £100,000, but to all of us, she is absolutely priceless.
Absolutely, and that is why when she recently had to undergo a tricky medical procedure, everybody had their fingers crossed for the best possible outcome. Lottie the Shire horse is one of Rob and Dave's favourites. And even though she's got some serious health problems, the boys go out of their way to keep her going.
Today is a really important day. Lottie, who we got as a foal 6 years ago, is having her feet trimmed. But because she suffers from a lack of dexterity in her legs, she's no longer able to stand on 3 legs for the farrier to trim her feet, so we're having to sedate her to knock her out.
This is really a last resort. We don't want to give her anaesthetic to knock her down to do her feet, because she might not wake up again. There's always a risk with this kind of procedure, and it's really worrying.
She's looking nice and calm.
Yorkshire vet Matt Smith is here to oversee the procedure.
Gonna start it out.
And Ruth will have her work cut out keeping Lottie under control. She may not be 100%, but she's still an incredibly powerful horse.
Head down, good girl.
Hey, Lottie. Good girl. Good girl. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Ready, good girl. 1, 2, 3. Oh, good girl.
Good girl.
Good girl.
Well
All right,
done.
let's keep her still. Keep
No
her still.
biting. Still, stand. Good girl.
Good girl.
The sedation will take time to work. In the meantime, all everyone can do is wait and hope. At the first sign of Lottie going under, Dan Lowe the farrier will move in and get to work. But Lottie is still standing. The more she resists the drug, the greater the risk she could fall and injure herself.
We're halfway into our allotted time for the sedation. It takes half an hour to fully kick in. If Lottie's particularly stubborn, she'll fight it. And if she fights it, then it's just not going to work. We've just got to let her give in and she'll be asleep. Got 10 more minutes to go yet, and I've never been so tense.
These are powerful drugs, and Matt has given the permitted dose. He may have to try different ones, but that is fraught with danger.
There's some drug combination that you can use carry about a 10% chance of mortality. So I didn't want to have to resort to those drug combinations, but to achieve the effect that we need to, I might have to.
Hearing Matt say that, a 10% risk of mortality, really brings it home. You know, this is a serious job, but we've no choice. Her feet need trimming, and it's not fair. It's not fair not to do them. So we've just got to do it. We've just got to trust in Matt and hope she'll be all right.
They'll have to leave it for now, but Matt and Dan will be back in a week to try again. Then it will all hinge on the different drugs having the desired effect and Lottie pulling through. Fingers crossed for Lottie. It's so tense, isn't it?
It is, it is.
Just lie down, go to sleep. Anyway, we'll be back with that story after the break.
And we'll be catching up with the farming newcomers who are hoping to earn their corn with their very first autumn harvest. As autumn approaches, you may need something to look forward to as the nights draw in. So here's your chance to discover Cannon Hall Farm with a trip for a family of 4. Meet the animals and tour the site at your leisure. The kids will love the adventure playground. And after all that excitement, you'll refuel with lunch at the farm cafe and treat yourself to merch or foodie goods at the award-winning Cannon Hall Farm shop and deli with £150 on us to spend there. You'll also stay locally for 2 nights at a nearby bed and breakfast, giving you the opportunity to get out and explore more of this rural corner of Yorkshire. So for your chance to win, text AUTUMN to 65555 or post your name and phone number to Autumn, PO Box 7557 Derby, DE1 0NP. Text costs £2 plus 1 message at standard network rate. Lines close at midday on the date shown on screen and 3 working days later for postal entries. Rules, winner and privacy policy at channel5.com/win. Good luck.
Welcome back. Now, just before the break, we saw vet Matt Smith attempting to sedate Lottie, the Shire horse. It wasn't easy, though. She is a big and a stubborn horse, but he had to do it because she needed a vital foot operation.
Absolutely. So after that first attempt did fail, Matt really was forced to take some pretty drastic action.
It's now a week since the attempt to trim Lottie's feet was abandoned. Yorkshire vet Matt Smith is on his way to the farm for another go.
Today I'm going back with a different drug combination that will certainly make her go to sleep. However, this unfortunately does carry a lot higher risks to Lottie, and I just hope that everything goes smoothly.
The drugs Matt's going to use carry a much higher risk, which is why he didn't use them first time round.
I'm really worried about this. We know it comes with a risk, but we've got no choice. Lottie needs her feet doing. You can't keep a horse without trimming its feet.
If Lottie reacts badly with this drug, we could actually lose her.
Matt arrives and briefs the team.
Once I inject the anaesthetic drug, she'll probably go down quite quickly. Risk with this, you've always got a chance because we are dealing with such a heavy animal that if they do fall wrongly, something might break, in which case we've got everything prepared. So it'll be all hands on deck today. All right.
Good luck, everyone.
Aye.
Farmer Ruth moves Lottie to some soft ground. Dan the farrier is standing by as Matt gets the anaesthetic ready. Everyone is in place.
Just as soon as it's in, just step away and control the head, right? Control the head, she'll go to sleep. All right, you let go one person on the collar and the other person on the rope. If you just maybe just take that end rope, Dave, there. Just long end of the rope.
These are tense moments. Lottie sways, but she's still standing.
She's fighting the effects of the drug. Just want her to lie down gently, let Dan do her feet, and wake up and crack on with living a good life.
There's stubborn animals, and then there's stubborn animals. And Lottie seems to be the latter.
Then, after what seems an age...
Good girl, go on, go. Good girl.
Yes, good girl, good girl.
That's it, whoa.
Let her go.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's it. Oh, she's relaxing. You can feel it. It's really going. That's it. That's it. That's it.
With Lottie safely on her side, Dan can get to work. But he has to move fast, as the anaesthetic will soon begin to wear off.
All I'm trying to do is just get the excess growth off. If I can get the most of it cut off, we're laughing.
Tell you what, she's got some fight in her, does this hoss. She's full of character, and it's impressive to see Dan work his magic.
It's gone well. Dan has done enough to make Lottie comfortable.
Pleased with today, not ideal, but we've done the best of kind of a bad situation, really. And hopefully we can just keep on top of them now. We'll see what happens in the next sort of 6 or 8 weeks and go from there, really.
All done and dusted, Lottie comes round without any ill effects.
It's a massive relief to see Lottie awake, with her feet nicely polished up, looking tons better than they were.
Matt and Dan have done a fantastic job. We couldn't thank them enough. And Lottie's going to be up and running around this paddock before you know it.
Well, the star of the moment is in this field with Rob and Dave. Let's go and see how Lottie's getting on.
Here we go.
She's looking pretty good. She's looking spectacular, in fact. But how is she doing, guys? Is she back to herself?
She's never looked better, Helen. She's had a wonderful summer. She's perfect in every way. It's just her feet that have been the problem.
I mean, we've seen you through many highs and lows throughout the year on the farm, lads, but that was clearly a moment that got you a bit rattled, didn't it?
We've had Lottie since she was a foal. We think an awful lot of her. I'd love to think that that her health will improve and we can trim her conventionally. But we'll do whatever it takes, Jules, to keep her healthy and keep her happy.
How worried were you, though?
Well, it's like when any animal goes to sleep for a short time, you're looking at the breathing. It does, you know, she stops breathing for a second, you think, hang on a minute, is she in trouble? And then she starts again. It was just a totally stressful time.
But to see you two looking quite subdued is quite unusual.
When you're doing something like that, you know she may never get up again, and that leaves a real lump in your throat. So when she woke up and stood up, I was so pleased.
Look at this.
Look at these two now, though, giving each other a little scratch on the back. I mean, that is perfection.
She's back to
isn't it?
form, isn't she?
I've noticed, Helen, that you seem to have a special way with Lottie. Perhaps we can put Matt out to pasture and you can come down and sedate her next time.
I've got plenty of experience with stubborn creatures that don't want to go to sleep.
But your dad used to breed shies, didn't he? Your grandfather?
My granddad, yeah.
It is lovely, lads, to see her looking so happy and well, and, you know, hopefully next time it won't be such a dramatic procedure.
Exactly. That's what we're hoping, Jules.
Well, all this series, we've been meeting people who have traded in their regular jobs for a slice of the farming life.
And recently we caught up with a couple of farming newbies who are engaged in one of the most challenging jobs in the autumn, getting in the spring bean harvest. On arable farms across the country, spring beans play an important role. Not only are they profitable when sold as animal feed, but they're a crucial break crop to improve the quality of the soil. Despite the name, they're often harvested in autumn, but they can be tricky to get right, especially if you're new to farming.
When I was younger, I don't think I saw myself being a farmer at all. But really, it happened by accident, didn't it, in lockdown?
When the restrictions hit, former Environmental Officer Luke Andrew chose to move in with his partner Josh on his family's mixed arable and livestock farm here in West Yorkshire. And now, 18 months on, the gamble has paid off as he's also become a full-time farmer.
It takes some getting used to being new to it, but it has got its benefits, like we live in the countryside, it's nice and quiet, we look after animals like this. I think it beats being in the office 9 to 5.
Together, they're now responsible for over 200 pigs, a small flock of sheep, and over 250 acres of land, growing wheat, barley, and more recently, spring beans.
We'll get enough to fill it, and then we'll do a test.
Which they're harvesting for the first time this season.
We've never grown them before, we've never harvested them before. It's a learning curve, so...
Every day's a school day.
Every day is a school day on the farm, yeah.
They've also had to read up on combine harvester mechanics, as theirs dates back to the late 1970s.
It does take a bit more working on them. Like this year, we've had quite a few breakdowns, haven't we? Because it just happens. Things break and things go wrong.
It feels like there's a lot to take in, I think.
Having got their weathered combine set up, they're about to find out if they'll turn a profit from their trial crop. But no sooner have they begun than there's concern about how the old harvester is running, especially with a year's work at stake.
There's one or two just coming off it back onto the floor. So inside combine, it threshes it out, then it sends it over some sieves, and those sieves basically separate the wheat from the chaff, or the beans from the chaff. I don't think really we can make it any better than what we've got it. So we'll just keep going as we are.
With their combine harvester finally going steady, Luke even jumps in the driving seat. For their first harvest of spring beans, not only are they proving to be a winning partnership, but it's looking like they've secured a bumper crop too.
Looking at what we've got in trailer at the minute and what's left to cut, we're going to have a decent yield, so...
I think it's quite an accomplishment, mate, just saying we've never done it and we're sat here with it now. It's quite rewarding for me.
We've got some beans at the end of the day, so what more could we have asked for?
Hard work indeed, but you definitely re-put your soul. Well done, guys.
Absolutely. And it is, of course, harvest season. And after the break, we'll be celebrating the very best of British fruit.
Yeah, we've got wonky fruit, normal-sized fruit, fruit gin, fruit crumble, basically loads of fruit. I think Lottie's about to nod off.
I think she is. And hopefully we'll have a drink. We'll see you shortly. Now's the time to enter our competition for the chance to win a trip for a family of 4 to Cannon Hall Farm. You'll stay locally for 2 nights and spend a day on the farm where you could meet some familiar faces from the series. Don't be sheepish. To enter, text Autumn to 65555 or post your name and phone number to Autumn, PO Box 7557 Derby, DE1 0NP. Rules and privacy policy at channel5.com/win. Good luck.
Welcome back to the courtyard allotment or Tim's terrace kitchen. Hello, Tim Bilton.
How are you doing?
Resident chef here at Cannon Hall Farm.
It's always a pleasure, Tim. It is the highlight of the show, isn't it? Because we do love everything you make for us, Tim. And I think at this time of year as well, we're celebrating harvest. We're enjoying the fruits of the year, quite literally. You've got a lovely selection of fruit in front of us, Tim. What are you making for us today?
So this is an autumnal plum crumble. I think plums work so well in a crumble, the sort of acidity of the plums and then that nice sort of sugar, buttery floweriness of the crumble topping. It's wonderful, but it's not just any plum crumble. This is a wonky plum crumble.
The wonky fruit, I mean, traditionally, that's the stuff that shops and supermarkets would have rejected because it was the wrong size, it was a bit bruised, it was the wrong colour. But now, wonky is cool, isn't it? Everybody's making stuff with wonky fruit.
And why not as well, Jules? You know, just on a price point alone. Do you know what I mean? It can be a lot cheaper. It still tastes the same. Sometimes it might even taste a little bit better.
So would they plum crumble made with wonky plums that are maybe a bit misshapen and maybe a little bit different colour rather than a uniform packet of plums taste as good?
Well, I've made one with perfect plums and one with wonky plums.
Let's
How
move
did you
on.
say that without laughing? You've got a selection of fruits in front of us here, Tim. What are we going to do?
So this is literally a taste test. Perfect strawberry against a wonky strawberry, a perfect blueberry against a wonky blueberry. Can you taste the difference? That is the purpose of this.
Let's taste them.
Yeah, OK, I'm going to go for this. Nice little small strawberry.
These ones, to me, have got much more flavour.
Interesting. Nice. So those are the good ones, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, a lot sharper on the blueberries. Definitely wonky.
We think wonky regular.
Wonky
No!
blueberries.
Really?
And selected blueberries.
You're joking?
Seriously?
The wonky ones taste far better.
The wonky ones taste far better.
Far better.
Let's go to the strawberries. We think wonky regular.
Wonky, yeah. You can tell straight away, can't you?
I think we both agree. Yes, they look slightly different, but the strawberries don't taste any different, and the blueberries, the wonky ones, definitely taste better.
Yeah.
What is the difference in price, though?
You're going to be amazed in the difference in price. The wonky strawberries are 50p a kilo cheaper, but the wonky blueberries are about £1.30 a kilo cheaper.
Wow. And they taste better.
That's a massive difference. I think that's the difference between people buying them and not buying them. Thank you for that wonky trip down Wonky Lane. I don't know where I'm going with that.
How long is it going to take you to get that crumble finished off, Tim?
Listen, this crumble's finished. I'm just going to whack it in the oven now.
Right then, Tim, get it in the oven. We look forward to tasting it a little bit later on. Now then, whilst it is true that many supermarkets are now selling wonky fruit and making good use of it, so too are lots of other independent food and drink retailers around the country.
Yeah, we sent Rob and Dave to Kent to find out how discarded fruit is being turned into a tasty tipple. Try saying that after a tipple.
When autumn comes, the fruit starts to fall. But current labour shortages means there are fewer people to pick it up. 37,000 tonnes of fresh produce already goes to waste on UK farms each year, and that could get worse. But not if these two can help it.
Come on, let's get this fruit picked.
They've come to Kent to meet fruit grower Patrick Dealey, who really needs the boys to do their bit.
Hiya, Patrick.
How you doing?
Morning, guys.
These changeable autumn days are putting his plums at risk.
We had a bit of a thunderstorm last night and there's an awful lot on the ground. Plums obviously a little bit more delicate and wasps absolutely love them, so if you're going to do anything with them, you've really got to get in there very quickly and do something with it.
The boys need to get cracking if they are to salvage any of the fallen plums. And it wouldn't be the Rob and Dave we know if there wasn't a little friendly competition.
On your marks.
The boys race into the orchard to see who can fill their basket first.
David's got an advantage here. He can walk under these trees without bending down.
I think that's for the wasps.
Right, guys, I reckon that's about it. Ready? Look at that. Rob, you're the clear winner. Congratulations.
Patrick, thank you so much for making me the winner. It means
Rob,
an awful lot.
We don't need a big speech, all right? You've won. Fair enough.
I'm going to put these to a really good use.
Brilliant. I'm pleased to hear it.
Come on. Will you carry mine, Dave?
I will not.
Having saved 10 kilos of plums from rotting, the boys are going to put their windfall bounty to the best possible use and turn it into alcohol. What else? Will Edge runs this distillery near Tunbridge, and he's on a mission to make use of all the wonky fruit that doesn't make the supermarket grade.
Hey, Will, how you doing?
Hiya, Will.
Guys, what do you got for me?
Oh, look at that.
Look at these.
Some of the finest plums in Kent.
Yeah, well, I'm impressed.
So everything that the farmer can't sell comes to you, and how do you determine whether it's usable?
Well, we can use broadly any fruit that isn't really mouldy. I mean, the reasons why produce is surplus in the first place tends to be different for each fruit. So, for example, apples might be too large, plums might have skin damage on them, as you found out today, and raspberries might all ripen on the same day, and you can't just magic clients out from nowhere.
Rob and Dave's plums will be put to good use. But Will's a dab hand when it comes to all sorts of misshapen fruit. Top of his crop right now are raspberries, and the boys are going to be shown how to turn them into vodka.
Wow, it smells a bit potent.
Once loaded into the still, the fermented raspberries are brought to the boil to extract the alcohol.
Close it up then?
Yep. We'll turn the still on. It'll take 2 hours to come up to temperature, and then we'll see some spirit flowing out of the still.
To get a flavour of what's in store, Will got some vintage stuff for the boys to sip.
Lovely, that.
Will is making something from nothing. I think we should declare him an honorary Yorkshireman. Cheers, Will.
Now, it's not just Rob and Dave who've had their hands on some wonky plums. You've been sending in your pictures of misshapen fruit and veg as well.
Yeah, have a look at this. This is Wonky Carrot Man. Could this be the next Marvel superhero? This little fella was sent in by Tracy Cochran from Stirling. The carrot is grown by her sister, Linda. Great work, Linda, and I do love the hat. A bit of a work of art there, really.
My eyes are so bad when I first saw that, I thought it was a baby. Jane Andrews from Leon C found this beauty in a misshaped veg box. It is an aubergine with a nose. Yes, that is a nose. I repeat, that is a nose.
Make no mistake. Now, have a look at this. This is great. This is from Dave and Kath Pig in Chester. It's a tomato with bunny ears. They've even drawn a bunny face on it. Dave and Kath, with the best one in the world, I do think perhaps you need to get out a little more.
I'm so glad you told me that they drew that face on. Right, do you know what this is?
Well, go on.
It's a plum bum, of course.
Of course it is, yeah.
Maybe a bum plum, whatever you want to say. Anyway, thank you, Karen H from Waterlooville in Hampshire for that one. I think that's my favourite.
We need to do these every week. They're just brilliant.
What are you on about? They need to get out more. You need to get out more. You think it's that funny? I mean, it's good, but still, thank you so much. As always, keep getting in touch. Timothy Bilton is poised with our crumbles. And not surprising, two people who smelt some pudding and came running out. Welcome back, Rob and Dave.
So, are we excited, boys, to try this?
Certainly are.
We love a crumble.
So I've given you all a bowl. In the left-hand side is Wonky, and in the right-hand side is the perfect plum. Can you tell the difference?
OK. Left-hand side is Wonky.
Left-hand side is Wonky.
Mine don't taste any different and they don't look any different.
The Wonky's lovely. They're both identical.
You can't beat a good plum crumble. And the fact is, you're getting that Wonky fruit for a fraction of the price of the normal fruit.
Notice any difference, boys?
Just favouring the Wonky one slightly.
Yeah, you're thinking of your pocket.
Classic Nicholson. Yeah, brilliant.
Tim, as always, thank you so much for your expertise and your crumble. And if that needs a home, I know a good one.
Always a pleasure. We will see you next week, I hope, for more delicious delights in the kitchen.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic.
We'll definitely see you too, and hopefully we'll see you. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers. See you later. Delicious.
And that's brand new this week on the farm next Wednesday at 8. Tomorrow night at 9, pampered Pekingese Tricky Woo needs babysitting by his Uncle Harriet as the new series All Creatures Great and Small continues. Next tonight, Michael Portillo sets out to embrace as many experiences as he can in the last leg of his amazing adventure in coastal Devon and Cornwall.